And now it's time for the Douglas Propane Howe Bulldogs Head Coaches Show with Zack Hudson.
All right, Coach, you've beaten a really good 2A team and a 3A team, and now knocked off a pretty good 4A team. Played really well on Friday night. Talk about that.
Well, I thought our kids executed well, offensively and defensively. I told the kids after the game, I said, the biggest difference in that game was when we needed a first down, our offense went and got it. And, some third and longs, and I think there was 2 3rd and 8 conversions where we were back on their side of the field, and we were able to converge and get the first down and keep the drive alive. And when that happens, you change momentum of a game. And we won the field position battle the entire game. We were able to, when we did have to punt, we were able to pin them inside the 20, and that makes for a long drive by them to try to get down there and score. So every little bit helps on every aspect of it. I thought our special teams did well. We went down and tackled well, and so it's one of those games where it fell into place, kind of like you want to draw it up and how your team should perform.
We saw a couple of different things on offense, a little I formation and a passing touchdown. Talk about that.
Well, we got some kids banged up right now. The schedule we're playing is pretty rough, and people are stepping up and playing. And, you see a little bit of different formation. It's nothing we don't have in the arsenal. But Mason Riggs goes in there and runs the ball well. He's got some good speed, and all of them stepped up and played when they had to. And, Mason just 2 weeks ago had to play safety the entire game, and I thought our 2 safeties with him and Ty did one of the best jobs of locking down their receivers that we've done since I've been here. And that was the first game they have fully played back there. So, our kids are stepping up and playing when they have to, and that's a testament to them.
Last week we talked to Brandon Walder in the Senior Spotlight, and he said the goal for last Friday night was just basically wear out the opponent. Is that your philosophy every week?
It is, and I'm a defensive guy, so it plays into our offense a little bit. And if you hit somebody enough, they tend to give after a while. And the thing is, you got to be able to be the one giving the hit every time. But somebody like Quinlan that has more players than we do, sometimes that philosophy doesn't work real well because they got fresh legs coming on the field all the time. But we want to wear people down to where they're tired of getting hit. And it's more of that than it is wearing them down with their conditioning than it is they just get tired of getting hit every play.
Speaking about your defense, we've kind of labeled that the Black Plague this year, and a new player, nose guard, Zach Daniels, played a lot for you. Seemed to have a really good game on Friday night.
He did. We were struggling at the nose position just to try to fit somebody in there. We had some sophomores there, and they've done a good job, but there's some things that we were trying to improve on. And Zach's one of those kids that's been in this program for 4 years, comes every summer, every day, and hadn't played a lot. He really hasn't. And but he gives everything he has in practice, and it was his turn, and it was time to see what he was going to be able to do. And he went in there and performed like we thought he could, and I was proud of him. I mean, he did a great job, and in this defense, this style of defense, the 3-4, you need those nose guards to take up 2 blockers, and he did it all night long and let those linebackers run. So it was good to see.
Let's take a quick timeout, and we'll hear from Douglas Propane.
We had a little leak. We kept smelling, my wife and I kept smelling gas, and we walked into the house. Called my plumber, and he said, well, you need to call your propane company because they handle that. So I gave Douglas a call. They immediately sent Barry out, and Barry brought out some sophisticated little devices to check for if there was any gas in the house, and sure enough, he found 2 places. He tightened those up, which was really the plumber's responsibility anyway. He installed those. But they got that fixed up. Since then, we haven't had any problems at all. So I just enjoy doing business with them because they were here when they said they would be here, and they've done everything they said they'd do. So it was a pleasure doing business with them.
Coach, one thing we've been doing is with the Senior Spotlight, talking to those guys, and one thing I've learned quickly is that all of those seniors are completely sold on what you guys are selling, and that's got to be a good feeling.
Oh, it is. you know, there's a reason these seniors have had the success that they've had in the last couple of years, and a lot of them have played in all those playoff games. And kids like Tyler and Matt, they've been up there for this is their 4th year, you know, and we joke around about it every once in a while. You know, 4 years ago we were everybody's homecoming, and now nobody will put us at homecoming. So, you know, it's a good feeling. It's a good change, and you know, we appreciate them about as much as they appreciate us. So it's pretty nice.
We know your offense and what you'll do basically versus any defense. Talk about what you'll see from Caddo Mills' offense.
Well, right now I think they're dabbling in a little bit of everything, trying to figure out what fits them the best. You know, against Farmersville, they had tight end and power eye, you know, 3 backs in the backfield coming right at you. You know, previous games they were in the spread, throwing the ball around. So it's really hard to say, you know, exactly what we're going to see. We prepare for all of it. It seems like they had a little more success in the power eye, so I think we'll see a little more of that. But they can sling the ball around everywhere, and they have some very good athletes off the edge and a quarterback. So it'll be a different game for us, but our kids just got to perform and do what they do.
Last question: when a kid like Tanner Hartsfield comes out and says that Zack Hudson has made a major impact on his life, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it's good. It is, and you know, not many people in this world get to be around young men and young women every day, and you know, to turn around and watch them kids in 6, 7, 8 years get married and have kids and grow up to be, you know, citizens that are productive and everything. It just makes you feel good that you had something to do with it. All these kids have some great parents, and you know, we just want to make sure we impact their lives positively and don't do anything to, you know, screw up what the parents have done. So, you know, like I said, they've got great parents. We know we spend a lot of time with them, and sometimes more than parents do at this age. And so you just want to make sure you know you're a positive influence on them, and what they get out of this program is more than just a game of football. So.
You've been listening to the Douglas Propane Howe Bulldogs Coaches Show with Zack Hudson.